Monday Night Wars podcast.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Monday Night Wars. It is November 3rd, 1997, and we are live with WCW Monday Night Nitro on TNT in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
At the Philadelphia Spectrum. And with me, as always, is Joseph Rojas, who I'm going to ask how he is while he sips his coffee. How are you, Joseph?
I am fantastic. I mean, I'm as good as I can be. It is a big day today.
Oh,
the day that we're recording this.
What's going on?
It's so big that Mookie has decided to make an appearance on the podcast.
We love to see it.
It's huge. It's my sister's birthday. So happy birthday, Ariane. It's her birthday.
Big fan of the pod. Big fan.
Listen since before day one, even.
Every episode.
The joke is, guys, she would never you'd have to tie her down to a chair to have her listen to this podcast.
I don't even think she likes me.
She doesn't like you.
For no reason.
For literally no reason, yeah.
For absolutely no reason.
It is game 7 of the World Series is tonight. And as we are Dodger fans, we are in anticipation of that. Hopefully we can pull it off. And then on top of that, it's also the day of Saturday night's main event where my boy CM Punk is going for the World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso because Seth Rollins had to vacate it through injury. So there's a lot going on. I've already done the dishes, made sure that was taken care of. My wife just cleaned the dog. That's another thing knocked out. I got to get a grocery list going so we can get groceries. It's a full day, Scott, a full day over here.
And I've got to say that dog mane shampoo is wonderful. That's what I've got to say. Because it's in the guest bathroom. Just a little bit of trivia for our listeners, you know?
We actually have one in both bathrooms, just in case.
I love it because I need it. So you just save it for me. Because I mean, look at this mane, bro.
You're glowing, and you haven't been here in months. That's how good the shampoo is.
Yeah, I haven't washed my hair since I left your house.
Yeah, nor should you.
Frankly, I haven't bathed because the water, Texas water. I tell you something about it.
It is.
There's just something about it.
Yeah, it's hard as a rock.
And it works. It just gets everything off. It just a couple layers of skin. It's just great.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But anyways, we should probably get into it because I always like to mention my friend who said, "Man, if I listen to a pod and they spend the first amount of time talking about nonsense, I turn it off." So we've lost
that dude.
90% of our listeners.
Clearly doesn't listen to any podcast. Because any podcast where you have been you've been doing it for a while, if it's not just 100% informational, like you're just one host and all you're doing is talking about the event, people are gonna banter. They're gonna they have to. If look, guys, look, we are now 2 years into this, right? We're heading toward our 3rd year. And that's my dryer. If in case you do pick that up on the mic, that's my dryer right behind me.
I'm hearing it.
We have been doing this for so long that we can no longer say, and we've said it before, that we do it because we love it. We do it because you guys keep tuning in. That's why we do it. Because talking about Nitro,
for the 7 people that are giving us $2 a month, we do it for those people.
Talking about Nitro on a weekly basis, it is a lot. It's a lot. And yeah, it is, man. We are having Scott, you said this to me personally before, and I feel the same way. When we're about to record, neither of us wants to do it.
Yeah.
And then we start, and then we have fun because we just enjoy each other's company. And then at the end, it's like, oh, that was fine. But then the next time we have to record, we're like, fuck.
Yeah. My wife, well, I think I told you, my wife and I were in the car, and she just kinda looked at me. She's like, "Oh, you know, you can relax." You know, I've had a long week of work. She's like, "Oh, you can relax this weekend. We got nothing going on." I said, "I gotta do the pod." And she was like, "How long are you gonna do that?" And then I just said, "Until it's done." But anyways, on that happy note, we do it for you. We do it for our 12 listeners. I don't even remember how many there are. The handful of people that give us $2 a month. We love you. Thank you. And we do it for you. And we also do it for everyone who listens for free as well. But we really do it for the $2 a month people because they're what are feeding our families.
Yes,
That
without
$8 really comes in handy.
without them, we would have to rely on the food stamps that Trump is getting rid of.
Yes.
So
There you go. So we need to keep this pod going because we got no outlet otherwise. Our number one of Nitro. We got Tony. We got Larry. We got Mike tonight. And
beautiful.
yeah, thank you. And we've got a match. We've got Sting versus Hogan at Starrcade in December. We had the contract signing on Tuesday night during the premiere of Assault on Devil's Island, one of the top 4 highest rated cable television movies in
Factually,
history
yes, it is
of
true.
that.
Yeah.
Tony says this. I think he says in the history of our sport, and I'm like, what does that mean? It's like, what does that mean? A lot of wrestling movies on cable TV. Anyways, I think there might be some ESPN stats going on, but we get clips of the contract signing. And do you want to say anything about this, or should we get into our first match?
They're gonna go over it throughout the entire night. They're gonna, go back and forth to it. But I'm trying to see if I have it anywhere else in my notes. I don't think I do. Essentially, no, I don't. Okay. So I'll cover it all right here. Essentially, the way it works is it starts, there's no Sting. Hogan and Bischoff are like, haha, we told you he's a chump. He doesn't want us, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then as that movie was going on in between on the commercial breaks, they would go back to this. And eventually Sting finally does show up. I think he slams his bat on the desk or something like that. He signs away and then he just leaves. Like that's pretty much it. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. But it is official now. They are going to wrestle each other at Starrcade 1997. And if you pay $2 a month, not only will you get that, but you'll get our next
Ooh.
pay-per-view, which is Survivor Series 1997. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, only one of these pay-per-views do you have to do a deep dive into some straight up bullshit. And no, we have to deep dive into both of these pay-per-views because both of them are straight up bullshit. So look forward to that.
Starrcade might be the worst pay-per-view I've ever seen. Tune in to find out more.
Yes, I agree. So anyway, so yeah, that's basically the gist of it. I didn't grade this. This is just a recap, but they're letting you know in case you missed it because you actually have a brain and don't want to watch a shitty movie. This is what happened.
Wow, bro. Wow. Don't have a brain. Don't watch a shitty movie. One of us here watched this movie. What are you trying to say?
Well,
What
hold
are
on.
you trying
You
to
did
say?
it because it is your job to do good journalism and report back to the people, which you did last week. That is not having a brain, sir. That's doing your
That's
job.
beautiful. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I'll tell you who has a
Fucking
brain.
bitch ass.
Eric
What?
Bischoff. Wow. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Eric Bischoff has a brain on this match because he booked a hottie. Because we got Rey Mysterio
Yeah,
and
this is wild.
Steven Regal versus Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko. Nuts booking, but I like all 4 of these guys, so I'm like, all right, Eric, I like
Yes.
this.
I
I like this.
it is fun. How long is this one, Scott? I don't think it's that long.
Almost 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's not that long for being a tag team. Essentially, Malenko taps Mysterio out, and then Eddie's upset at Malenko because Malenko kind of steals the win. Like Malenko tags himself in to get it when Eddie's going to go for the frog splash. So I don't hate this. Number one, I gave this a B. I did enjoy it. I like all 4 men in the ring. I don't understand the Rey Mysterio and Steven Regal side. I think Steven Regal, as much as I love Steven Regal, he doesn't work in this. Like, he doesn't have a place in this because there's no storyline reason. And let me explain what I mean by that. Eddie and Dean had a clear storyline reason in the sense that they were trying to one up each other the whole time.
Mhm.
And so it gives you the ability, like, hey, if we don't want to use Ray versus Eddie for the 1000th time, we can do Eddie versus Dean for the 1000th time. Like, we have a natural progression of storylines here between these 3 men. And Steven Regal just kind of is outside of that. It's still great though, because Steven Regal's great and it's a lot of fun. So I gave this a B. I really enjoyed it.
I like this because of Steven Regal. Because this dude, he is such a good in-ring storyteller. I love how the match ends on Ray tapping out, and Regal is just disgusted. He's disgusted at Ray tapping out. And that man can storytell anything, and I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was fun. I like these 4 guys together. You know, certainly it might have made more sense if Steven Regal was tag teaming with someone else. I don't know who. There's no one else on the card that could wrestle alongside him in a tag team. Next up, we got Finley and Squire David Taylor. Oh, but before we get to that, that was a joke. But in between, there is, more importantly, the Nitro Girls.
That was
And
kind of
clips from
low key creepy though. The way you said that was kind of creepy.
Well, it's Halloween, bro.
Well,
It's Halloween
it's the
weekend.
day after Halloween.
Well, speaking of Halloween, what a great segue, Joseph, because we get some clips from Halloween Havoc. Bro, I set you up for that. The whole thing. The creepy Nitro girls, all part of the plan. Anyways, we got Halloween Havoc clips of Roddy Piper getting his ass beat yet again. I hate it. Apparently now, though, the only reason I'm mentioning this is because apparently now he has nerve damage in his face. That's a new storyline for us. And that brings us to Fit Finley versus Squire Dave Taylor. Why didn't they just have him team up with Steven Regal in the last match? I don't know. 3 minutes, Joseph.
I get why they have this match in the sense that both of these men do have a history of chemistry. They've wrestled each other many times across the pond, as it were. Finley quickly wins with a tombstone piledriver, and Mike Tenay says, a la Steve Mongo McMichael. Mike Tenay, don't you ever disrespect The Undertaker again like that. I get it. He's not part of your company, but no one thinks of Mongo when they think tombstone. It's a
They
fine
know what they're
match.
doing.
Yeah, it's a fine match. I gave it a C.
They know what they're doing. They know that's a slight on The Undertaker. That's why he said it, because they're petty as hell. And in fact, if I recall, there's some comments about, I think, Vince in this episode, but we'll get to it. Maybe it's this next one, or maybe
it is this one. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Actually, it's this next segment.
Yes.
I'm looking through my notes. We got it. Eric Bischoff calls in. So we get telephone voice that I love. I love these 90s telephone interviews. But it's with Eric Bischoff, and he needs to stop. They're again playing into this angle that Sting is scared to face Hogan. The Nitro team has it backwards. Hogan isn't scared of Sting. Sting is scared of Hogan. And then he says he's sorry to hear that Roddy Piper has nerve damage. Probably, but it goes along with his brain damage that he must have for wanting to wrestle Hogan in the first place, which he assumes Sting also has. And then there's a slight on Vince McMahon, but I think I've said too much because I know you got notes, so I'm going to let you tell us.
You actually have said everything that was in my notes, so thanks for that. No, I'm just joking. No, I gave it a C. I thought it was fine from Bischoff. I think the attacking on Vince McMahon is like, meh, whatever. What he's saying basically is that Vince McMahon, I think, they booked like a Survivor Series special on the same day, so that way people would watch that instead, which is true. I mean, it was strategically done.
Mhm.
But nothing WWF has is currently hotter for whatever reason than the Sting Hogan thing, because people are waiting for this payoff.
Yeah.
Anyways, um, so yeah, it didn't work, and it was a very successful thing. But again, going to Bischoff's hubris, he thinks it's because of Hogan's drawing power. It's like, no, it's because Sting. It's because of the Sting Hogan thing. It's not because Hogan is a star and people want to see him in movies. It has nothing to do with that. Anyways, I gave it a C. It's fine.
Yeah, his comment is that apparently they WWF Vince McMahon put on a Best of Survivor Series special on USA, put it up against the premiere of Assault on Devil's Island, and it WCW Assault on Devil's Island blew him out of the water. It was so good that TNT is gonna do more Hogan movies. That he says that, which I don't think actually happens, but supposedly we're gonna get more Hogan movies.
No, it does. It does.
Oh God, I have to watch those too. And I think this is important, something you missed that's important because I don't think it actually happens. Eric announces that next week, the entire NWO, including Kevin Nash, because he makes a point about including Kevin Nash, will be in town. And I don't think Kevin Nash shows up for that. So we will see. But after that, we will see a good match between Yuji Nagata and Psychosis for almost 4 minutes. We like the flippy shit, don't we, Joseph?
Yeah, but we got to make up time because this is a long ass Nitro. So Nagata wins very easily
Oh.
with a Nagata lock. Gets a C.
Oh, okay. Well, we got that then. And then we got Raven in a schoolhouse, and he had a bad childhood. Woe is me. You got anything more, Joseph?
No, I gave it a C. It's not the worst one, but stop it. Stop these vignettes.
Yeah.
They don't work.
And the sole purpose of it is to kind of go into our next match, which is Disco Inferno versus Perry Saturn. I believe this is Perry Saturn's in-ring debut. So we're going to give it an and go 6 minutes, 30 seconds, Joseph. Tell me.
It's wild that it's even that long because Saturn dominates this match. It never really feels like it can go Disco's way, and he eventually wins with the Rings of Saturn and is the new World Television Champion. Gave it a C. It's fine for what it is, but it is kind of funny because they did spent all this time on Disco, and they will repeatedly spend all this time at Disco for these nothing payoffs where it's just like, oh, and then he's no longer champ. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. It's a long squash match. It's
Yes.
basically just a long squash match. It's crazy, yeah. Because Disco got all this hype, and now he's gone. But speaking of gone, Mean Gene's with Ric Flair, and he's circled the building 3 times, can't find Kurt Hennig. He's gone. And Rick is still mad about them cutting the sleeves off of his robe. Why is this rivalry still going? Tell me, Joseph.
Yeah, he says that he can't find Hennig, but he will catch him later tonight because Hennig apparently has a match. So he says, "Hey, I'm gonna get you at some point. I'm getting you." He then challenges Hogan, he challenges Hall, and he challenges Six. Okay, Flair may become number
Okay.
one contender if he wins World War III, and he doesn't. So whatever. Honestly, I thought Flair was fine in this. I gave this a B.
Yeah, it's a fine Flair promo, but I'm also like this. I hated
Yes.
this rivalry from the start. I still hate it. Just stop.
Yep.
Hour number 2. Tony, Bobby, Mike, and the Nitro Girls. Mm, 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 mm. Send us your Nitro tapes, Nitro parties. That's it. Scott Hall versus Chris Jericho. This is a fun one, but I'll let you tell about it when you talk about why it's fun because I think you know why it's fun. Tell me.
Oh
2
man,
minutes, 40 seconds.
I hope I do. Six is not around. He's hurt. He actually, I don't think ever comes back. He is actually legitimately hurt at this time, and I think this is it for him in WCW. He will very soon get fired via mail because, my God,
FedEx.
Bischoff. Hall takes a survey. Then he calls Larry a decent announcer whose best days in the ring were 10 years ago. And even then, He couldn't take him. He then shows footage of Larry being beaten by Bischoff at Halloween Havoc. Jericho is so babyface here, he can almost tell his career has no direction as he walks out. Jericho, though, counters an outsider's edge into a roll-up win. Then Hall attacks Jericho post-match. After a while, Larry Zbyszko has had enough, and he walks in with his contract. Hall goes to leave, and Larry says, sign the dotted line. Hall leaves as Zbyszko berates him for being a coward. I really enjoyed all this. I enjoyed that Hall doesn't need the win, so he just handed one to Jericho. That's great, and he still beat him up afterwards, so he stands tall. And I like everything that Larry is doing. The crazy thing is I like this rivalry. It will go on too long. Gets a B for me.
If I recall, I think there's some background to this story, and if I recall correctly, this is not how the match was supposed to go. Scott Hall liked Chris Jericho. He thought he had a lot of spark. And so what happened at the end where Scott Hall just destroys him was supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen. But Scott Hall said, you know what? I'm going to let you I'm going to let you get over on me. I'm going to let you get the win. And then I'll do that. Still get the storyline and I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's the story.
He told him that if anybody asked you, it was my idea.
Yeah.
So I can take the heat.
Yeah. Not how it was supposed to happen. Scott Hall was supposed to win. Scott Hall was supposed to raise your edge to him 1,000 times for the Larry Zbyszko story. And he said, nah, I'm gonna let you get it over on me because I think you're hot. And I think you got some real talent here. And they can deal with me if they got a problem. I like that Scott Hall, probably the least egotistical of the members of the NWO, which is not saying a whole lot as we've discussed, but still least egotistical of the NWO members.
Correct.
After that, I know you're very excited for this one, Joseph. We got a Lucha Libre Battle Royale. It's got all your favorites. It's got Cyclope. It's got Damien. It's got El Dandy. It's got Lismark Jr. It's got Silver King. It's got Villano 4. It's got Villano 5. And it's got, if you'll excuse me, Juventud Guerrera. My wife is still here, and her friend is also here. So her friend just got a taste of the pod. Very, very exciting. I heard them laughing. Anyways, well regarded. Anyways, tell me about this match, which I'm looking for a time on it.
Yeah.
But I don't seem to have one.
Well,
That's weird.
I will say before we go into this, Mike Tenay does a special look at Lucha Libre. I believe this is his 5th installment. He outlines different moves and what they're called. And it's really cool for the audience to kind of go, oh, that's what a tope suicida is. Good thing we won't have that in our fucking ears week after 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 week. You get the point.
I don't get this guy.
Anyway, so yes, we have this Lucha Battle Royal. Why? We don't know, except for it doesn't ever actually start because the Giant walks out, natural cruiserweight, comes in and he choke slams everyone. He then grabs a mic and says, that's how you train for a battle royale. Oh, this is to hype World War III. Yay. He says Thanksgiving is a time to eat and there is a giant that is hungry, which actually, I like that line. Thought it worked pretty well. He then calls out Nash again, and this really goes nowhere after that. I'm giving it a D, even though I did like that one line, but there's other ways you could have done this. You could have done the exact same point without just jobbing out a bunch of cruiserweights. Anyways, D.
Yeah. I honestly think it would have been funny if Giant joined the cruiserweight division because he does some aerial stuff. Like it would just be like a joke though, right? Like we know he's not a cruiserweight, but he's in it. Like there's no
put a mask on him and let him go out there. Yeah.
There's there's no weight limit, or something, or whatever. Anyways, this is an important trivia note here. This is to set up a match between the Giant and Kevin Nash for World War III that will not occur
Starrcade
until sold out. Oh, Starrcade. I'm sorry.
Yes.
But will not occur until sold out in January because Kevin Nash, he ain't showing up to work. It's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
After that, Ric Flair versus Alex Wright. And I see these names on the card, and I go, "Why are you doing this to our boy? Because I know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen."
Yeah.
8 minutes.
Deborah is with Alex Wright, as she has been
Mhm.
lately, I guess. This is actually quite a good match, but Flair wasn't going to lose this. He wins with the
No.
figure four, and then Deborah seems upset, but doesn't really like show why. Like, not just upset because Alex Wright lost. Like, I think the whole point is like, oh, you're a loser, you lost, is what she's supposed to be trying to convey here, but it doesn't really come across the screen, so I didn't get it. I gave it a B though. It's a fun match. I like both wrestlers.
Yeah, we do. We sure do. We sure do. Do you like the next batch of wrestlers as much? Ray
No.
Traylor and Steve Mongo McMichael for 4 minutes and 50 seconds?
It'll be interesting to see what Big Boss Man is like when we get there, because the classic Big Boss Man I've never watched, like, other than a
Mhm.
match here or there. The Big Boss Man that's like, to me, Big Boss Man is the black outfit.
The
That's
SWAT
the Big
team, yeah,
Boss
kind
Man
of
that
look.
I think of, and the reason I think of that is because of, like, WWF SmackDown, WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role. Like, that's why I think of those versions of Big Boss Man. Um, but I know that's, honestly, like, that was the tail end of his career. I know that now. I don't have any sort of, like, nostalgia for Big Boss Man because I wasn't watching him. So it's hard for me to get behind him, although I know he's revered, I know he's loved. And this is not a Raven thing where I think the character sucks. I just think the way they're presenting him completely sucks in this, and there's really just no point for it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when he goes back to WWF because, man, he can't catch a break here. It's really bad. This is a snooze fest of a match. Ray Traylor versus Mongo, not going to get a whole lot of here. Goldberg does come to the ring though, and he taunts Mongo with his Super
Mhm.
Bowl ring because that has apparently been the reason that Goldberg has been eyeing Mongo is for a Super Bowl ring, which is just like, oh my god, just such horrible booking, and they really could have ruined Goldberg like that, and they somehow don't. They somehow get out of it
Yeah.
because he gets off the Super Bowl ring thing, like, the next week. It's crazy. And then when he's being taunted, Ray Traylor takes advantage, and he hits the Big Boss Slam. I don't know what they're calling it here, and he wins. I gave it a D.
Yeah, what do they call it here? I'll have to look that up. But yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
They've ruined the Goldberg Mongo rivalry that we were kind of okay with, and I just I don't I don't want it. But what I do
Yeah.
want is Mean Gene talking to DDP. Joseph, tell me what DDP's got to say to Mean Gene.
DDP says he is living a dream and is loving every minute of it. He says he realizes that being in the double main event at Halloween Havoc and knowing that it was the biggest pay-per-view of all time is a huge achievement. Real quickly, there's no such thing as double main events. It's a made-up thing to make people feel good when the real main event is whoever the obvious person is. Doesn't exist. Anyways, he says no one wants a World War III victory more than him, and he knows Hogan a lot better now. So if he's still champ, he should be very worried because he did face Hogan last week. And he's saying, look, if I win World War III and you're still champ, well, now I know how to wrestle you. So I like that. But as much as I like the ideas in this, it's a very disjointed promo from DDP, which is very rare
Mhm.
because DDP is not a John Cena or a CM Punk or a guy who can fly by the seat of his pants in a promo. But what DDP excels at is crafting promos like backstage and then coming
Preparation,
out
yeah.
exactly and delivering and executing on what he has prepared for. And he doesn't really do it very well here, which is strange. So I gave this one a C.
Yeah, I mean, it's DDP, so I'm all about it. I'm hoping he gets his wish of facing Hogan at Super. I don't really care if it's Hogan. I just hope he gets a title shot. He's saying that he wants a title shot at Super Brawl uh 8. Had to count them Roman numerals
Yeah.
if he wins World War III. So I'm hoping this happens because we want to see DDP rise through the ranks. We like DDP. And to answer your question about the Boss Man Slam, here in the WCW, it was known as 2 different names. When he was Big Bubba, it was the Bubba Slam, and now it is Trailer Trash. So there you go.
Not horrible, to be honest.
I kind of like it.
I would have called it the Trailer Park Slam.
Mm.
That way it's got
Yeah.
that, dum bum bum kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, because that's kind of the angle they're going for, right? That he's like a redneck from a trailer park, and it's like, lean into it,
The
bro.
only thing I don't like about trailer trash is like it implies he's trash, and I don't believe
Oh,
that. You can be from a trailer
that's
park and not be
beautiful, man.
trash, man.
Look at you. I love
They're
this.
dude. My first home was a manufactured home. The first house I owned was a manufactured home. I'm not
There's
above.
some nice ones too.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
tell
live.
you, there's some.
If you got a roof over your head and you're taking care of your family, I don't give a fuck where you live, man.
I tell you, man, that's beautiful. I love this. I'm getting emotional.
It's okay,
I
man.
tell you, yeah, no, and I tell you, my mom's friend, she's in one of these 55 plus retirement trailer parks, and they got some nice ones,
Yeah,
man.
they do.
People
They
living
do.
large in the trailer park.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of living large, we got the Nitro girls yet again. Was that too creepy, Joseph?
I don't know. Ask your wife's friend who's probably still downstairs.
Nah, they ran out. They were horrified. Uh, after that, because we're in Philly, we gotta have a Philadelphia street fight,
Yeah.
don't we, Joseph?
Yep.
Versus Public Enemy versus Rick and Scott Steiner. And I didn't get my table last Public Enemy match, so I better get it this time. Tell me, Joseph, do I
Well,
get my
you're
table?
in luck. They'll make it up for you. You didn't get it last week, so this week you'll get 2. The only purpose for this match is that they're in Philadelphia, so let's bastardize ECW even more. Eventually, the tables get double stacked outside, and Rick Steiner is loosely draped over the bottom table. So there's the table, Rick Steiner, and then a table over him. And then Johnny Grunge climbs a turnbuckle. And what's supposed to happen is he is supposed to jump off turnbuckle. Ted DiBiase is supposed to pull Rick away. And then, boom, Johnny Grunge goes through the tables. This does happen, except for Ted DiBiase does a horrible job of pulling him away. And Rick is still in the line of fire. And one of the table pieces smashes into his face, and he's bloody as hell all over.
Yeah.
Then Scott Steiner pins Grunge for the win. Rick is bloodied, and because of this, he's actually like super angry, and he's like getting mad, but he's getting mad at Public Enemy. And although Public Enemy is not a safe tag team and notoriously were annoying to work with, it's actually not their fault this time. This is Ted DiBiase's fault. This is 100% his fault. He did not pull him out in time. I gave this a C. It's fine, I guess. Whatever. I don't want it.
There you go. And that's the end of that. They actually, I was shocked because the Philadelphia crowd booed. Did not like this match. And you're like, oh, this is EC Dub, right? This is EC Dub territory. You'd like this shit. But no, they do not like it.
Because they know. Philadelphia fans are smart.
Yeah.
They're smart. Well, I mean, they're wrestling fans. Their football fans are fucking idiots. But the wrestling fans are
Whoa! All right. Okay. All right. After that, we got a 6 shirt for sale, $20. Buy the shirt.
Buy it.
I guess he's not fired yet because they're still selling his shirt.
Oh, they
but,
would not be
soon.
above. They would not be above making money off of somebody they just fired. You kidding me?
That's true. That's true. You ain't wrong. After that, we hype some of the we hype World War III, and we do it by showing World War III 1996. And they show the parts where Lex Luger like hulks up and beats up a bunch of NWO guys, which was actually a pretty good segment from that World War III. Although I think it ended stupid, if I recall, because they all do. And that leads us to our main event. In the black corner, wearing black tights with blue V, I think it's the blue, is Kurt Hennig. And in the other corner is Lex Luger. Tell me about it, Joseph. 8 minutes. I got tired halfway through that.
Yeah, I know. Michael Buffer announces, so speaking of tired, Flair attacks Hennig at the end of this match, and it gets a DQ for Luger, and then he chases Hennig out as Luger is just like, the fuck, man? You just blew my match. Like you could have had him and I could have won the title. Like, what? It's D, because they don't know what they're doing with this rivalry. This rivalry is stupid.
Yep. Well, it is stupid. The whole night's not great. And that leads us to the end. World War III will be coming up. That's their next pay-per-view. but not our next pay-per-view because we got Survivor Series 1997. And I'm just saying, listeners, if you want to hear our opinions on the Montreal Screwjob, this is where it happens.
Yes.
Subscribe, tune in, because we're going to have a lot to talk about. This is where I give my opinions on Bret Hart, and we'll see. We'll see how I feel about him.
And this is where I give my opinions on Bret Hart because I've been
we don't already know.
because I've been quite reserved this whole time.
Absolutely. So thank you for listening. Those of you who are subscribing, thank you. And those who aren't subscribing, it's time because we're talking about the screw job. Until next time, thank you for listening.
What
Goodbye,
are you doing?
everybody.
What are you doing?
What?
We still have
What?
Raw.
Oh, I want to go to Montreal. But instead, I'm going to Hershey, Pennsylvania. That's a swerve, bro.
Whoa, bro.
Hershey Park Arena, November 3rd, 1997. Let's talk about Raw. Yes, we got Jim Ross and Jim Cornette, and we got Stone Cold Steve Austin in the ring with Vinnie Mac to start us off. This is already better. Tell me, Joseph.
Yes. Vin Man brings up Austin versus Owen this Sunday. Austin says, "You're damn right. When you do what Owen Hart did to me, when I have to sit on my couch every day and think about what I should be doing, it really pisses me off. What I'm going for on November 9th, it ain't a wrestling match. It's payback time for Owen Hart. Paybacks are hell, son." And that's the damnedest bottom line I ever bottom lined, which I laughed so hard when he said that. When you drop Steve Austin on his head and you damn near paralyze him, it means you get your ass kicked, plain and simple. And then Vin Man tells Austin that the Harts are watching from Canada. He then points out that Austin has ticked off every member of the Hart Foundation and the Nation of Domination and Ahmed Johnson, which, like, good reporting from Vin Man. That's true. He's done all these things.
Oh, why?
He wants Austin to comment on interfering in the Ahmed and Owen match last week, and we see Austin hitting the stunner on Ahmed as we cut to that, and then we come back. And Austin says, "Let's talk about it. I've ticked off everybody." Well, everybody here has pissed me off. By the way, saying pissed off on TV at the time was a big no-no, so it actually gets bleeped out. You were not allowed to say pissed off. What I did was watch Owen's back so I could get back what was mine, the Intercontinental title. But above and beyond that, I want Owen Hart's ass because he's got payback coming, straight and simple. The Nation of Domination, wrong place, wrong time. Ahmed Johnson, I ain't got nothing against you, son. You and me never will be friends. That's true. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's unfortunate, but anytime you stick your head in the ring with Steve Austin, or I stick my head in the ring while you're in there, the bottom line is I'm going to kick your ass straight and simple. And then Ahmed comes out and officials try to stop him. Vin Man asks Ahmed about him being upset, and Ahmed says he no longer respects Austin. He then tries to get this end zone phrase over, and the crowd chants Austin, and Ahmed sucks. And then Ahmed, he's just completely dead in the water at this point. Challenges Austin. Austin says he'd be happy to beat the hell out of Ahmed, and our segment ends. And what we believe is later on in the night, we are going to get Ahmed Johnson versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's what I've been told.
Keep that in mind. Now, this is not my favorite Austin segment. I think it's fine for what it is. He's going to have much better ones. He's already had much better ones. I think they're doing a little bit too much with him. I think he's got too many different angles going at one time. But I do enjoy Austin regardless. I'm giving this a B.
Yeah, you're right. He's in two. A Nation has a fight already, right? They're beefing with the Hearts and DX, kind of. Just let them beef with the Hearts and DX. And Austin's obviously got his issues with Owen. Let him just beef with Owen and Ahmed. Man, what a lover's quarrel we've got here. We got like a love triangle going on. I tell you, it's rough. But speaking of rough, we got a WWF light heavyweight title match tournament quarterfinal. Let me see exactly what they call it here. Light heavyweight title tournament quarterfinal match. Wow. Super Loco versus Aguila?
Yeah.
I don't know who these people are. Tell me, Joseph.
You know exactly who Super Loco is. I am super. I am crazy. I am super
Oh.
crazy. I love super crazy. Super crazy is one of the most underrated luchadors of
Oh.
all time, but they're calling him super loco here. I don't know why they are. They just are. It might be because they want to, like, if they sign him, they want to keep hold of his name, or because
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. All I know is I know him as super crazy and he's super loco here. Obviously, loco crazy interchangeable. I get it. But anyways, during this, JR announces that Gorilla Monsoon is feeling much, much better in the hospital, which is great, obviously, because we all like Gorilla Monsoon. Unfortunately, we're towards the end here. They don't know that. But
Yeah.
last week they were like, hey, he's doing really poorly. And this week they're like, oh, he's actually had a huge turnaround. And that's the worst thing that can happen when someone's doing really poorly and then all of a sudden they have a huge turnaround out of nowhere. It almost always means they're about to end. It's just the way it works. It sucks. It's unfortunate. And Gorilla Monsoon is not lucky soon. Anyways, after a very fun match, Aguila wins with a diving crossbody. This is a very fun TV match. And again, we're starting to see some actually comparable to the cruiserweight divisions on WCW kinds of matches. So I'm giving this one a B. I liked it.
You know, and I've looked it up. I take it back completely. You said, I know Super Loco, Super Crazy. You're right, I do. And I know Agia as S.A. Rios. I know these guys. I'm
Oh, okay.
excited now.
He had like face paint on, so I didn't realize it was
Yeah,
S.A. Rios. Okay, that's cool.
there we go. I take it all back. I love it now. I love it. After that, though, we get an interview with Jim Ross. Why are you shaking your head? You don't want to talk
Because
about
because we don't love this.
You don't want to talk about Jim Ross conducting an interview with Goldust and Marlena? What could
No,
possibly go wrong?
no.
It's long. Tell me about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, so to
Do your
set
job.
so this is an extreme pivot to the Goldust character. I hate every moment of this. Now, to set up this interview, JR is talking to the camera, much like I am right now, and he repeatedly refers to this interview as Goldust raping his wife's dignity. Stop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stop it. That word should not just get used so flippantly, and they are loving that word lately. Um, the interview starts with JR being like, hey, this is great. Y'all are back together. And Marlena's like, it's wonderful. It's so nice to smile and laugh and everything. And you're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because they were apart for a month. Cool. And JR says, it sounds like you've never been happier. And Marlena says they are. And then Goldust doesn't say anything. This is kind of your telling moment of like, oh, what's going on with Goldust? Dustin says, look, I can't do this anymore. And he tells Terry that she's making him sick. By the way, Terry is obviously Terry Runnels. That's Marlena's real life name. So they're using that to kind of break the fourth wall here. Um, he says that Terry won't let him be himself. He says that while she was away, he found something that lets him be who he wants to be, not something, but someone. He says he doesn't love her anymore and he curses at her and leaves her and Dakota. Literally, he's like, I don't care about you or my daughter. I'm out of here. I hate everything that is going on with this. This is very clearly Vince Russo booking. This is so bad. This is horrible. And it only gets worse. I wish I could say at some point this gets better. It doesn't. It actually only gets worse. And I get that they had to find something to do with Goldust because they had this whole idea with Brian Pillman. And whatever that was going to be obviously ended because Brian Pillman passed away. I get that. But the crowd wanted these two to get back together. If you want to turn Goldust heel, I'm fine with that. But I think that Marlena needs to come along for the ride. Like, it just doesn't make sense. They have spent, I think I said this to you personally, but they have spent all of 1997 destroying everything that made the Goldust character work, just systematically tearing it all down. And now here we're at the finish line of like, oh, this is awful now. Um, the one thing that could work is if he stopped being Goldust, but they somehow fumble that too. But we'll get there. I hate this. I gave this an F. Could not stand it. It's so bad.
Yes. I don't know what more to say, so I'm just gonna move on. We hate the whole thing. We've hated it from the start, and it's only somehow, as you said, it is only going to get worse, and they're destroying the Goldust character, and it's a shame because I love me some Goldust. After that, though, we get a video package hyping Brett and Sean for the pay-per-view. I don't think there's much more to say about that unless you've got anything.
Nope.
Okay, then let's move on to our next match, which I know you're very excited about because it's the match we've all been waiting for. It's the match we were promised at the start of the show. It is Ahmed Johnson versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Tell me how this goes.
Ahmed comes out, and instead of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kane's music hits and he comes
Oh.
out. Ahmed swings at
Oh.
Kane, but Kane hits the chokeslam. He does the ring post pyro thing, then he hits a tombstone.
Mhm.
Bearer wants another, so Kane obliges.
Yes.
Mankind runs down and Mandible Claws Bearer, then wraps a steel link over Kane's head. It's not real steel, it's a fake prop piece.
Yeah.
But it bends over his head, which is supposed to represent how ferocious the swing was. And Kane sits up just like Taker does. Mankind pulls Ahmed out as we head to commercial. So we do know that Survivor Series is going to be Mankind versus Kane. I like this. I like what they did with this. You can't have Austin versus Ahmed right here. Like you have they use that to build some momentum, but like you can't have that. Austin's first match back has to be at the pay-per-view. It has to be against Owen. You cannot deflate that feeling of him getting that back. Also, Ahmed's kind of dead. This is them saying Ahmed's dead. Like his career is over. Like we're gonna start using him
Dude buried.
yeah. And it also gives some credence to what Mankind's doing. Like, hey, Mankind, maybe he can stand a chance. You know, he kept Kane down for a couple seconds. You know, so it works, and that will honestly be a lot of fun to talk about at Survivor Series. So I can't wait for that. So I like this. I like this segment. It's not perfect, but I gave it a B.
Yeah, Ahmed is dead and buried. Like this,
Yeah.
if it wasn't clear, he's done. He is buried now. And I think it's fine because he's not good. He had a good look, which he doesn't have anymore because he's let himself go. And he's not a good wrestler and he's not good on the mic. And to show you just how true that is, Stone Cold comes out to do another masterclass on the mic. And he was supposed to have a match tonight and he still wants one. Tell me,
Yes.
Joseph.
Austin comes to the ring, grabs Mike, and he goes, I said Ahmed Johnson was going to get his ass whipped, and that's exactly what happened. As far as I'm concerned, he got off light because Stone Cold Steve Austin would have opened up a real can of whoop ass and served it to him with a spoon. If Ahmed Johnson can drag his ass back out here, I'm still ready to fight him. But if he ain't, I'll take on anyone in the dressing room, and all you got to do is step through those ropes right here. Someone come out because Stone Cold is ready to raise hell. Austin waits until the Nation of Domination come out. Kama Mustafa enters first, and LOD attacks the remaining Nation members. So Kama does not realize, oh shit, he turns, sees the LOD is beating the shit out of the rest of his teammates, turns back around right into a stunner, and we head to commercial. It's an A. It's fantastic. I like all of this. I like the use of LOD in this. They are feuding with Nation. It makes perfect sense. Made it a fair fight. Kama's distracted, and we get a quick stunner, which we love. We love that. So yeah, gets an
gotta have it. Yeah, great. Absolutely great. Not great though is after we come back from the break, we get to see more of the Runnels family thing. They got to show it again. So nice, we got to see it again. We do get to see the Mankind Kane confrontation again because I think they realize that's hot. We like it, so we get that. And then we get our number 2 of Raw, and we got Michael Cole, and he wants to talk to Shawn Michaels. And I know Shawn's your boy, so I'm going to leave it there. Tell me.
Rick Rude introduces D-Generation X, and Michael Cole interviews them and asks about HBK interfering in Bret Hart's match with Ken Shamrock last week. The crowd chants Shawn is gay, so he plants a kiss on Triple H, And then he plants a kiss on China, and it made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H interrupts Michael Cole, telling him he has done a heck of a job, and then he pushes him over China, who's kneeling behind him. It's great, just schoolyard bully work. That's what they're going for. It's great. Michael Cole's the nerd. It works. It's exactly what they should be doing. And credit to Michael Cole for putting up with it, because if he doesn't, they don't quite get as much heat as they need to. HBK has decided he is not just an icon, but the wrestling. And then Trips grabs the mic and says, hold on. To be God, you have to be as old as God. This is a direct shot across WCW, because Hulk Hogan has decided he's no longer going to call himself the icon. He's calling himself God. He straight up did that. He's been calling himself God, and Shawn noticed. And between the two of these men, Shawn is far superior a wrestler, and always has been, and always will be. Also, he's not dead. Anyways,
we're gonna get wow. We're gonna get so many letters.
And he says, you had to be there when Pontius Pilate made the turn, which is great. Saying Pontius Pilate did a heel turn is so fucking like, I love that joke. It's so stupid. You had to be the main event in the Coliseum. You had to be able to walk on water if you want anyone to watch Age in the Cage, which made me laugh so hard. This is all calling out Hulk Hogan, like I said. And then Shawn concedes the point, but says he will beat Brett at Survivor Series. Shawn says last week is nothing compared to what he will do next week, saying he will come out and walk naked after he wins the title. Then he will show Ken Shamrock the most dangerous man, meaning his junk. Triple H tells Slaughter to come out and make the match official, and Slaughter comes out. DX then grab out of these brown like paper bags they grab these face masks with wipers to protect themselves from Sergeant Slobber. And
fantastic.
And Slaughter says, nah, you'll wrestle Shamrock tonight. And they're, of course, upset about this. And it's such great heel work. I love it. It gets an A. After the horrible Goldust Marlena stuff earlier, I'm glad to see two very, very strong segments back to back, because man, needed to freaking get that taste out of my mouth.
I tell you, I think we're back in hour number 2. Nothing can break our stride now. Oh, we got a Mark Marrow Sable thing. Sable's got her own dressing room, and she's taking too long to get ready for Mark Marrow's match, and he's upset about it. And that's pretty much it. Josie, you want me to just go straight into the match?
Well, so he's upset about it, and then he grabs her to head to the ring for their match. And the whole point of this is that Sable's not quite dressed yet. And so it's to give the teenage boys like, oh, you might see Sable's boobs. And it's like, just wait a few months, bro. And then buy it at the newsstand. You're fine.
There you go. Just hold your horses. It's coming. Yeah. That leads us to our match.
Are they.
Mark Marrow.
Anyways.
Yeah. Mark Marrow versus Savio Vega for 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
Savio says this is a one-on-one match, and so he doesn't want any of his gents at ringside with him. And then Vince calls Sable while Mark Marrow and Sable are entering. He calls her the Star, and JR says she casts a shadow. So we are just burying Mark Marrow on commentary. Like that's wild to me to do that. Sable's a star. I'm not gonna pretend she isn't. She absolutely is. She's got a great look. She's, but you cannot tell me you couldn't have made Mark Marrow work with that. And by doing what they're doing on commentary, they're intentionally burying him. And the reason they're burying him is very simple. It's very simple, and it takes 2 seconds to figure out. Because Vince wants to sleep with Sable, so he wants to get rid of Mark Marrow. That's it. Anyways,
allegedly.
Not allegedly, they had an affair. Marrow punches Savio in the dick, and then he hits the TKO for the win. Michael Cole interviews Sable about Marrow's cheating, and then Marrow cuts the interview short. Honestly, the match is fine. I gave it a C.
I tell you, Mark Marrow's on his Goldberg run. He's on a winning streak.
Yeah.
This is WWF Goldberg. Yeah. Michael Cole then talks with Sable, as you mentioned. Wants to know why Mark Marrow keeps cheating with the low blow. Marrow says, if you want to talk to me, you talk to me. You don't talk to her. And he drags her out of there. She's trying to wave at the fans. I don't like it. I don't like it. But what I love is our dog collar match. Vader versus the British Bulldog in a dog collar match for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. It's great, right? Right, Joseph? It's great.
Why? Who knows?
I don't know.
Look, it's going to be Team USA versus Team Canada at Survivor Series in a thrown together match. Doug Furness and Phil LaFawn are helping Team Canada. However, Furness is from Commerce, Oklahoma, which JR correctly points out is where Baseball Hall of Famer Mickey Mantle is from. His nickname was the Commerce Comet. So if you actually, if you're a Dodger fan like I am and Scott is, our AAA team is in Oklahoma City, and their nickname is the Oklahoma City Comets, and it's actually for Mickey Mantle. Fun fact. Anyways,
Love it.
this match is boring, and Vader wins, then gets jumped. Then Steve Blackman runs in and beats up everyone, but he's made to look like a fan, so his security takes him away. This is the debut of Steve Blackman. Do the thing, Scott.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this isn't great, but I like Steve Blackman, so I'm giving this a C.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they also, and then they also announce that the Patriot has torn his tricep and he's going to be out of action in surgery, which kind of makes the Team America versus Team Canada match completely pointless.
Yeah.
Because the whole point was it was really about the Patriot going against the Hearts and he needed a team. And so he got one and now he's not in it. But maybe this Steve Blackman guy will join Team America. I guess we'll have to see. He does. Road Dogg Jesse James and the badass Billy Gunn versus Los Barracudas, Jesus Castillo and Jose Estrada. 5 minutes,
that you
20
called him
seconds.
Jesus Castillo.
I use his Christian name. Thank you.
The Outlaws are wearing the new Blackjacks hats from last week. If you remember last week, they grabbed their hats, they stole them, they like punched holes in them and stuff, and now they're wearing them.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fine match that sees a 2-on-1 win with the ref distracted. The New Age Outlaws, still unnamed, continue their hot streak to start off their tag team. I'm giving it a B. It's fine.
Yeah. We like the New Age Outlaws. I don't care if their match isn't good. I like them.
Yeah.
Like they can have a bad match. I'm like, it's New Age Outlaws. I don't care. Kind of like Denzel. Like if Denzel's in a bad movie, which I can't think of one, but if he was in one, I'd be like, but Denzel good though.
Yeah, Denzel good. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Perfect example of that is Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins is in a number of bad movies, but Anthony Hopkins is never bad in those movies.
Acts the hell out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that leads us to our main event. What a segue. We've got the European champion, Shawn Michaels, versus the most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, for 5 minutes and 55 seconds. What a time. Tell me.
Shamrock doesn't let HBK take off his glam before beating his ass, which I laughed at. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
A fun match sees Shawn Michaels tap out while Chyna is distracting referee Earl Hebner. Rick Rude hits Ken Shamrock with the Halliburton to cause a DQ finish, and DX gang up on Shamrock. We fade to black as we hear that Bret Hart will lose the title to, or as we hear, will Bret Hart lose the title to Shawn Michaels this Sunday? Question mark, question mark, question mark. The match is fine. I think this works because you can't have Shamrock is hot right now. The crowd loves him. You can't have him lose, but you also can't have Shawn Michaels lose. He can't lose going into a championship match. So DQ finish makes perfect sense. Gets heat for Shawn going into Survivor Series. I like it. Think it's solid, just classic booking. Gets a B from me.
And the big question is, do we get to see Shawn naked next week? Because remember, that was the stipulation here.
Well, you're going to have to tune in and find out.
Because he technically lost.
It's true.
And we were told if he loses, he's getting naked. And I guess you'll just have to listen next week to the Monday Night Wars to find out if Sean lets it all hang out. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.